He got it! Oh, he got it back! No! Hey, Zay.
Yes, Cam.
Did you ever hear about the Royal USB slot that was going to become the king soon?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah, it was an airport.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Cam. This is Zay, and today we are getting into the movie Airport. This will be our reaction to it. This is a movie that both Zay and I have not seen before. 1970. It was a big bite request by Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan. One of the reasons he wanted to request this was kind of a late Christmas gift for Melissa, who is one of our stream members, and she has requested this multiple times. She is an airline flight attendant, so big shout out to you, Jonathan, for kind of gifting her this suggestion here.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a big budget disaster movie, one of the first of its kind, but it's more of a drama. Other than that, I know you mentioned there were some awards for it.
Some awards, yeah. I was looking because it said it's an Oscar winner, which is cool. With an Oscar winning, I believe the actress was also an Oscar winner, but because I think she won Best Supporting Actress, it won like Best Screenplay Adaptation or Screen Adaptation, Best like Sound or something. It had a bunch of awards listed to it, and it was all marked. They all said 1971 from what I saw, so looks like it did numbers at the Academy Awards.
All right. Well, sounds exciting. Other than that, listen, guys, if you like what you're watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more if you're not already. And if you want to watch our full-length reaction to this various other movies, as well as get 3 edited movie reactions ahead of YouTube, or even farther ahead in the form of full-length reaction, or potentially become a Big Buy member where you can suggest one full-length reaction to a movie of your choice once per month that may or may not make an edited reaction on YouTube. You can check that out on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Hey, I see you typing in the comments right now about me being an auctioneer. Yeah, I'm talking about you. This is my hobby, not auctioneering. Anyways, listen, everybody. Let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's get into Airport.
No. Enough.
Global 45, Lincoln Tower, Turtle Land, runway 29.
Snoopy looks a little off.
I don't know what it's supposed to be. Oh, see?
That's something.
How are we getting out of this thing?
Just gotta... Everyone.
I'm getting off immediately.
We're stuck in the snow. Please notify company dispatch. I think we'll need assistance.
So close, but so far away from just being off of the plane.
We give thanks to thee in the name of Christ.
I would be moving the next day.
I know, right?
One of your jockeys missed a turnoff. Buried the wheels.
There's bound to be a passenger with a $50 wrenched back. I'd better get out there with some release forms. May I ride with you?
See you downstairs.
Good.
Nowadays, companies will just be like, oh. I'm sorry, did we inconvenience you?
Your back's a little sore. You're going to Honolulu to get a massage. I don't care.
Now, you promised me you wouldn't miss this dinner.
A week ago, I didn't know we'd have the worst storm in 6 years.
You've always got some damn excuse.
I mean, it literally is a terrible storm, though. She's like, you always have an excuse.
But he made a promise a week ago, and you know what? And minds aren't allowed to change, Isaiah. Minds aren't allowed to change.
Minds are allowed to change as long as they are not the man. If she was like, I don't feel like doing dinner anymore, let's just sit inside. Yes, dear.
Be like, all right.
And then she'd be like, well, I'm pissed. Why are you going to work? I know we're not going to dinner, but you could come here. It's like, you're right. My fault.
I think we ought to use pneumatic bags to lift the wings. Could take most of tomorrow.
I want that runway cleared tonight.
Tonight?
It would be funny if, like, this plane not being able to move was the big disaster of the disaster movie.
Clearing those runways and taxiways is the equivalent of 700 miles of 2-lane highway.
And I'll bet you measured every little foot of it all by yourself.
Wow. I'd be so frustrated.
You don't spend an extra $2 million for machinery you might use once in 10 years.
Sitting behind that desk made you think like a bookkeeper.
I didn't always fly a desk.
When I'm setting down over 200,000 pounds of 707, I want something under my wheels that's plenty long and mighty dry.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Wow.
Now stop that, both of you.
Yeah, you're right. It's a waste of time arguing with a penguin. What would you want me to bring you back from Rome?
Just yourself. Oh, maybe if you have the time, I could use a pair of white gloves.
So not just me, huh?
Yeah, right?
There's just the two of us. If I left him, what would I have? The moment a girl gets too serious, he waves his wedding ring like a flag. I'm his disaster insurance.
More like group insurance.
This is awkward.
Be in Rome tomorrow. We'll have 3 days. Try a little patience.
Or a cold shower.
Oh shit, he's cheating on his fucking wife.
Oh, that I like. You can see right through it.
I think that might be. I think that is his wife, and the other chick is a side piece because she said he waves his wedding ring like a red flag when a girl gets too serious. She's like, I'm his disaster insurance. Like, I think if his wife.
Oh,
so I think she's like his partner.
This isn't just another dinner. Dad'll be there and he wants to talk to you.
I'm not interested in your father's job. I've been in aviation for 20 years. That's what I'm trained for.
Aviation.
Well, he's fancy, so he says it a little bit cooler than you do.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, loser.
At the moment, I'm just trying to survive the present.
Well, maybe you won't have to.
What the hell does that
What?
mean?
What the
You
heck?
figure
What
it
the
out.
fuck does that mean?
Dude, what do you mean you figure it out? Did you just threaten my life?
Dude.
You better get this thing out of here, because I'm not taking off on 2-2. I'm not cutting back on power over those houses, so unless you want a big fat
Oh my
bill-
god, those are the people that get their house rocked by fucking planes. He's talking about.
Mrs. Livingston, I've got that stowaway that Mr. Miller told you about.
Bring him in. Please, too. I mean, won't you sit down? Oh, thank you, my dear. We've got a little talking to do. I think you better lock that door.
She was a stowaway, like she snuck on.
I guess.
I see you've done this sort of thing before.
Oh, yes, my dear.
Why do you do it?
Well, you see, I'm a widow, and I have a married daughter in New York.
Oh, fucking innocent. Fucking.
Have you ever been a stowaway on any other airline?
Oh, yes. But I like Transglobal the best.
Bitch.
You can't just get free fucking rides, though.
What you've done is dishonest. You've broken the law. Well, don't you realize they can prosecute you?
But they wouldn't, would they?
Damn! She's
Big
unhinged.
airline to prosecute a little old lady just because she wanted to visit her daughter.
Wow.
The least you could do is tell us how you get aboard our flight.
I go to a counter and I tell them I've lost mine, and may I please have another one? And they always give me one.
You're
Write
gonna
this
fire
down.
every fucking clerk inside that?
Carry one of these big black pencils like the airlines use in my purse. See?
Yes, I do. I'll keep that if you don't mind.
She's gloating now, too. She's like, you're not going to do anything about it. I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it. Fucking.
Sometimes I tell them that my son has gone aboard, but he dropped his wallet, a man's wallet, in my hand.
Could try to take it. That's what she said.
We're sending you back to Los Angeles on the next flight.
The hell you are, fucking Pete.
Airlines won't do a thing about it, and she knows it. Crafty little old biddy.
She only stole a ride, not a plane.
I know, but
That's the second time they've mentioned stealing a plane. Is someone gonna steal a plane? It's her, the old lady.
I'll miss you.
will you? Enough not to let me go? I'm sorry, I had no right to say that.
I said I invented excuses not to go home, and that's true. But I didn't mention the real reason I needed to stay here.
Oh, shit.
I tell myself I've got to try to hold things together for the sake of the children, but I'm not sure that's true. Or even kind. They know what's going on.
There's a lot of adultery going on here.
Yeah, why? Like, it's out of nowhere.
Maybe you love your wife more than you realize.
No, not for a long time now.
Damn.
Jeez.
The only thing we've got left in common is the same address.
Damn! And
Fucking
wow!
then leave her. What the fuck?
Will you explain to this man that we're no longer living in the dark ages?
Look at that dog. He's on a Louis. He's on a Louis Vuitton.
I find the sewing of the labels isn't up to Bergdorf's usual standard.
Oh shit.
Oh.
He's like, this is fake.
There's something the matter. Huh?
What? Is it shaved at the bottom?
It's a weird cut. Oh my gosh. The dog is like, you bitch.
When will they ever learn? The duty would have been about 1/10 of what the fine is going to be.
I never would have suspected her.
So what they get her for?
Huh?
What's she in trouble for?
I think she's smuggling jewelry or counterfeit things or something like that.
Huh. Oh, I see. Like, that's not a great mechanism. Some person actually yanks that too hard, you're fucking dead.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, is that really?
We're sure that's what we want to use.
I gotta be in Milwaukee tonight. 175 a week.
If your boss says 2 and 2 is 6, agree with him.
Whatever way he wants to do it.
No
I have
shot.
such a
I
hard
couldn't
time
do
with
it.
that. I have
I
such a
wouldn't.
hard time with that.
I refuse.
The silverware's gone. My watch is gone. My mother's ring. Don't pawn that. I can give the landlord another hard luck story.
Everyone just calls each other's bluff. That's all it is. The old lady's like, you guys want to arrest me? She's like, I'll just tell our landlord to fucking lie. I want to pay rent. Like, yo, what?
We want to move this airplane before it becomes obsolete.
Golden Argosy Flight 2 to Rome will not depart until 11 p.m.
They're going to hold the plane. Just relax. I'll get you there in time.
I think they could have decided that before we left the terminal.
Damn, you're getting good news.
Yeah, I mean,
The way
honestly.
your nose is running. No.
That's crazy.
That's actually insane.
103.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no, you don't.
My, she has a suspicious nature.
I mean, is it suspicious? She knows what you do.
You're not slick. I don't understand why she's acting like she's never, like, she's innocent.
So letter. I followed you. Found out you weren't getting fucking mugged at all. Fucking-
$3.76. Wow.
what does
Money's
that
money.
translate to? Honestly, what, fucking $15 or something?
Probably like 15, 20, but shit. You got, if someone sent me a check for $20, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, exactly. I would have the same reaction.
In my head, I felt like I would have been more hype, but when I said it, I was like, yeah, no, I don't think
Yeah,
I'd be
I
that
was like, okay, cool. And deposit that and get some gas. Like-
Wow.
You're sure?
Do you mean am I sure I'm pregnant?
Oh.
I'm afraid I was careless. I stopped taking the pills because they were making me gain weight.
And you didn't tell me?
I was suddenly filled with a sense of wonder and awe. I am carrying someone who's part of us.
Well, you know what? You get what you deserve, homie. You got yourself in this situation. Good luck getting out of it. Fucking-
Yeah, honestly.
I suppose adoption would be the answer.
What?
Yeah, you're right. Just fucking get rid of it, I guess. I mean, God, man. The baby's like,
You
what
can
the
still
fuck?
be its mom.
Come on. I mean, what about the ginormous snow pile in the front, right? Like, you're just going to roll into it slowly.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
go full speed. Those tires aren't even...
This plane is built to withstand anything, except a bad pilot.
Damn!
Wow.
I've got over 3 million miles in the air.
And 2.5 feet in the ground.
Now, let's stop wasting time.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh!
That was a crazy clapback.
The catacombs. My dear late husband and I always planned to visit there.
What do you think he's gonna say? Oh, skedaddle, you scamp. Get on that plane.
You go get on there, you little
He
stowaway.
died just when we were packing.
Oh, gee, that's too bad.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm having one of my spells.
I'll get help. I'll call for a doctor.
Bitch. She like, bitch, sit the fuck back down. Don't get anybody else involved in this.
If I could just lie down for a little while.
You'll be all right. I'll be there in a second.
I'm much better, much better. You will stay right here, like you did before, won't you?
Oh, certainly. I'll stay right here.
Yeah,
What's the
bro.
plan?
There must be another exit. Oh.
Perhaps you're right. You better get a doctor.
Of course, right away.
You slick.
I'll be all right.
All right, now there's an...
I'll be like, all right, let's go to the doctor. I'm dragging you with me.
He's gonna get fired.
Oh. Unbelievable.
And she going to Rome. She ain't going to...
But for $250 more, you could take out $225,000.
I've got that all in big bills.
Or we'll take a personal check if you like. Didn't mean to push you, but we're having a sales contest, and I've got a chance for the prize.
He doesn't care.
Yeah. No one
Newsflash.
does.
He doesn't give a shit. So what, is he taking out... What is it, some kind of, like, life insurance or something when you get on a plane?
Flight. Yeah, it says flight insurance. I never even heard of that.
Because obviously he is a bomb, so he's gonna try to commit, I don't know, fraud, or he's trying to maybe just get his wife a bunch of money, or his girl some money, or I don't know. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, no. No, I'm just a visitor. I work downstairs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you are hugging the briefcase oddly.
Yeah, that's just enough.
Say, did you see that man with the attaché case just now?
No?
Well, he's right there. If you just take a step
Yeah, you could just...
over. What the fuck? Did you see him? No, forget it. He's right down the hallway.
The way he held the case, the look in his eye.
I mean, he is good at his job.
Yeah.
My son dropped his wallet, all his money. He just went on board.
See the stewardess about it, please.
Perfectly according to plan.
Well, she's gonna be pissed that she snuck on this flight because there's a dude with a bomb on it. She's gonna be like, fuck.
Sometimes it feels like now if you want to work at like the front desk of an airport, like where not like where you accept tickets, but like the very front where you put in baggage and stuff, like check in baggage. I feel like the interviews go like, so what do you want to do about this job? And the person's like, I don't know, just can you give me the job or not? And they're like, you're hired. Like their attitudes are just brutal. Some are nice, but
yeah. And then some of the people that are loading the bags up, it's like, are you able to completely destroy someone's suitcase?
Oh, yes, this is right.
It's like I'm very skilled at it, actually.
Oh, she's sitting right next to him.
She got away.
She what? Call every airline and every gate. I'll see if security can round her up.
Oh, that's funny, dude. Security is gonna go right to her, and the guy's gonna be like,
yeah, and they're gonna
he's gonna think that he's gonna think that the security's there for him. Like,
The plane to Rome, is it going?
No, but you'll have to hurry. Green concourse, 8:33.
Thank you.
That was super helpful, concise, quick. Wow.
If we taxi out right away, we could take off fast. But 5 minutes from now may mean a half-hour delay.
Well, we have a villain of a old woman.
Cancel the ticket recheck. Okay, you're leaving now.
man, she's getting away with everything.
God, she's lucky.
They just canceled the ticket recheck.
Yeah, she's such a lucky lady.
May I see your ticket, please?
Oh my God, it's gonna stop right when it gets to her.
Ruth, cancel the ticket check. We're leaving.
Fine.
She doesn't even know. That's what's so funny. She's like, ah, thank goodness we're safe. It's like, no, you're not. You're actually in more harm than you've ever been in.
Can you imagine? She's like, I'm coming with you. And he's like, no.
No, don't.
My husband's on that flight that just left. He hasn't been well lately. I just wanted to make sure he got on board safely. His name's Dio Guerrero.
Yes, he's aboard. 4, 5, 6.
Oh, does she know?
Oh. Wait, was it the fact that did the letter give away that he wasn't actually going to wherever he said he was going? And that's why she was trying to confirm if he actually was on that flight.
Oh, that's right, because of the check and everything.
Because he said he was going to work somewhere where he's going to get like $150 a week or whatever. But and
she probably thinks he's leaving.
Yeah. No, he's not leaving yet. He's just going to commit a felony. But you'll be rich.
So what exactly is he gonna do?
I'm guessing take it hostage. I don't know. But he knows he's not just gonna end up killing himself then, right? Like he.
Yeah, but this might have been the only way he could quickly take out an insurance that he knows would have paid out or something.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna die anyway. You don't
Look
care.
at everyone like. You know, old lady's gonna like she's gonna knit herself a parachute.
You just see her at the edge, just fucking.
Now there's nothing to be nervous about. I've flown thousands of miles, and I.
Yeah, you have. What a weird time where you could just smoke anywhere.
Yeah, I know, right?
Her son dropped his wallet and she went on to give it to him.
The wallet gag.
Maybe that's why the head count didn't tally.
He just didn't look like they're gonna whack him in the face.
Go back and see if the old biddy's there, huh?
If she is, what do I do?
Nothing, just come back and report.
I was gonna say you can't do anything now.
Huh?
Wait, open the hatch. Open the throw her out. What? You heard me. Give her a parachute. Good luck.
Yes, Smith. These nuts are stale.
Someone ever snapped at me like that? Oh my good heavens. Pray for them. I wish.
So you play the oboe?
You'd be surprised.
My late husband played the violin.
That's to the man in 21D. You said it.
Oh, I get it. She's like, he crazy.
23B. That's why the head count was wrong.
They'll grab her in Rome, so until then, why make the old girl miserable?
You're a real nice person.
Don't let her get in the hands of Atlantic, though. The people back home are gonna fucking have a rodeo her.
They're gonna probably have someone watch her, and she's gonna say, "Get the doctor." She's gonna get on another flight.
He probably was on that bus that was late. Read me the list of passengers on flight 2 who came out on the bus.
Benelli Luigi, Guerrero Dio.
Boom.
One of my men just found this woman wandering aimlessly about the terminal. Seems terribly upset about something.
Mention his name.
Guerrero.
And we don't have a home anymore. We have a wait.
Oh, she's piecing it together.
Yeah.
Cindy, we can't do this to the kids.
You're right. And the only answer is a divorce.
Mm.
A broken home?
It's better to come from a broken home than to live in one.
Mm.
Dang.
There's someone else, Mel, and there has been for quite a while.
Mm.
Oh.
Someone who makes me feel wanted occasionally.
Oh.
Dude.
You
Oh
had
my
no
God.
idea, had you?
No, clearly he didn't. He was like, what?
Or maybe he trusted you. Maybe it was that.
Yeah, what the
Maybe
fuck?
he was.
He
Yeah.
was too busy with that skank. It's like,
I promise there won't be any trouble. You may see the girls as often as you wish.
Thanks.
What does that mean? You may see the girl as often as you wish.
yeah, why? What do you
What are
mean?
you
Why are
implying?
you taking...
Ex-husbands always seem to make a special effort.
Damn.
I'd be like, I'm going for full custody. And we'll see when you can see them.
Suppose he has got a bomb. They've been up there for over an hour. Why hasn't he let it go?
Maybe he's waiting until they get out over the ocean. The Atlantic doesn't leave traces.
Now they say it's too cold.
I'd be like, then they get... Split the difference.
I'm like, can you grab something out there for me? And lock it.
Oh, he has fainting spells. So when he feels one coming on, he takes a whiff of oxygen.
I don't want him flying my plane. Get him off the plane.
Could you imagine they accidentally had the fucking intercom on when he said that? That would be crazy.
I'd be like, what did they say?
How do you feel?
I feel great, Vern. No fainting spells, no craving for pickles, no morning sickness.
It's always pickle.
You know, before you said that you thought I loved you just a little.
Oh.
Mm.
I love you a lot more than just a little.
Oh.
Aw.
Wow.
she's standing right in front of the exit door. It's like, but I can't have this. I can't.
I didn't know he was going to Rome. He said he was going to Milwaukee.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
What is your husband's business?
He did excavations for buildings. Things went wrong.
Financial trouble?
Yes.
No, actually, one of the buildings exploded.
He did it.
It's his temper. He's been like that ever since he got out of the hospital.
What sort of hospital?
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
Was sick.
Right. What kind of sick?
Mental patient?
Yeah, there it is.
What did your husband do in the army?
He was a demolition expert.
Oh, my Lord.
Imagine
This dude
hearing that.
shitting himself.
Yeah.
His last job, they fired him. Something was missing. Some dynamite.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Get
What
that
do
guy
you
some
do?
more O2 because he's going to fucking faint when he hears this.
Strong probability exists that passenger D.O. Guerrero may have an explosive device in a attaché-type briefcase.
Yeah, that would have been... Yeah.
Okay, so we know the kook is sitting at 23A.
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Is there any chance that the plane could stand the explosion?
There's nothing but skin on the sides. All the control cables run along here, so it's not too big a hole. She might still fly. Sudden decompression at 30,000 feet is something you gotta see to believe.
Okay, you could have started with that.
That altitude, you can't breathe, so unless they get on oxygen in 45 seconds, it's goodbye.
So lower the plane, right? Let's lower the altitude because the passengers, nighttime flying, they're not really going to be able to gauge, maybe.
Yeah, I guess you just have to. But even if you, I don't know, like,
It's
even
just
if
less
they landed,
destructive. Like, the aftermath's less destructive. You lower it, at least.
is there any way to stop him from blowing it up? I mean, I guess you could be like, we already put a message back to base. Your wife won't get the insurance if you do this. Then it completely
defeats the purpose.
Defeats the whole purpose.
But then doesn't make him more desperate. He's like, well, if I'm not gonna get anything out of it anyway, then I'm not going to
Dude,
jail.
I'm taking you all down. Fucking damn.
Watch the old woman be the hero of this whole movie.
Be careful, Vern.
All right, I'll tell the girls and tourists.
You're gonna like, I don't even know, go under the seats and be like, ah.
Tickle him so he can't out.
Excuse me, madam. May I see your ticket?
Ooh.
That nice young man at the gate took it.
No, he wouldn't do that. It was a round-trip ticket. You still have the return flight coupon.
Oh my God.
Why didn't you stop wasting my time, Mrs. Quonset?
Well, since you're aware of who I am, there's no use denying it, is there? Are we going to turn back?
You're not that important. Now come with me. The captain has to make a report on you.
And they're making him not, they're like, this is a perfect opportunity because he doesn't even think any of this is about him.
Right.
Imagine shoving an old lady like that.
She's a stowaway.
Oh, you think they're going to be like, we need you to grab the fucking briefcase?
Oh, probably, yeah.
I'm sorry to be a trouble to you, but I was on my way to New York to visit my poor daughter.
Yeah.
Miss Quonset, if you help us, I promise you'll get to take trips to New York first class.
I hope I didn't hurt you.
No, not much.
Oh, fucking God.
Whatever she's done, you don't have to be so rough.
Please don't interfere.
Or you're next.
You know what? You come here. The captain wants you too.
All I ask is to be sent back, please.
Oh, she's crying.
Yeah.
Stop it! You're hysterical! Help me! Help!
No! It's personal property. You've got no right to take it.
No, you dipshit.
Oh, he got it! Oh!
He got it back! No!
Stay where you are! Don't try to get any closer. They know about you on the ground. Your insurance is no good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll kill yourself for nothing if you explode that bomb. Stay where you are.
The fuck I am! I'm going to the other side of this plane.
The only way you can help your family is to give me that case. If you do, I promise that no one on this plane will hurt you.
Honestly, if I was him, Guerrero, my next step would be like, all right, Give me a parachute and everyone's wallet, and I will hand over the case.
Grab him! He's got a bomb!
You dipshit! Buddy didn't hear all that shit going on outside the
I did not think that was going to happen.
I did not think that was going to happen either.
What, now the pressure is equalized?
Yeah, but the problem is I think he blew up on the opposite side they were expecting. They were like, oh, it's safe because the other side is where the like cables run, and like he's like maybe a little damage to the fuselage, but now I think he might have done way more damage to the plane.
Oh man, I don't know if that baby survived that.
Yeah. Had to give oxygen.
Oh wait, he doesn't have oxygen? Oh shit! I thought he was just terrified, and I don't even know.
Decompression, making emergency descent.
My Lord have mercy.
Crazy.
Turn on all the heat you've got.
Yeah, for real. It's gotta be freezing in there.
Go back and check the damage. According to the manifest, there's 3 doctors aboard.
Let's hope they're not dentists.
They're probably pitching in already.
Put your mask back on.
Can we get a blanket?
Fasten your seatbelts.
You'd think there'd be some kind of, I mean, not now or not during this time, but you think by now there'd be some kind of like sealant or something invented in case of something like this that they can just like pop on. I don't know.
Yeah, as soon as I get this blanket wedged in here.
Are they trying to patch it?
I think so, but
oh
buddy,
my gosh.
Move them all forward. Stow the center armrest. Put 4 people in 3 seats.
Right.
I think he thinks it's going to break off.
Yeah, 100%.
There's a tear in the ceiling from the top of the hole all the way over to the port side.
Sounds like the break is just this side of the tail. Better sit down as fast as we can, if we can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys need to get to the
This
ground.
Yeah, this is escalating.
Yeah, she got beat up.
If I saw that, honestly, I'd be like,
I'd just be Spider-Man and
yeah, I'd be like, everybody, we gotta hold this thing together.
hold it together. Hell yeah. Take a little sip, sister. Oh.
Bitch, I was trying to share.
She's had enough. At this point, I would just be getting a line of bulldozers and pushing that fucking plane out the way.
Tell the chief to take a position between runway 29er and 22 so they can move either way.
All right, so it's basically, are they going to melt the ice and snow enough for 22 or move the plane out in time for 29er?
She's pregnant. Does that make a difference?
Well, the mother wasn't deprived of oxygen long enough to do harm to the child. No one was.
All right, that's good news.
We need 29er. We've got an unserviceable stabilizer trim.
I know, but you gotta understand.
There's a plane.
Send the heavy plows across to runway 29er. They're to head for stuck airplane and await instructions.
Roger.
It's just one thing after the next.
Yeah, I think they're locked in on 29er now, though. I think he's just full sending it.
What's with the plows?
If you can't move this plane, they will.
Think of what this baby costs.
I'm thinking of that plane load of people.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna cost a lot more morally.
But you keep those dinky toys out of my hair and away from this airplane for 15 minutes. Maybe less. I'll drive it out.
When the tower tells us we're running out of time, that's it. There'll be no arguments.
We're out of time. Plows are moving.
Choice of runway will have to be made no later than 5 minutes before landing. After that, they'll be committed. They can't turn them.
We get out of the way and wait.
Ooh, my lord, my lord, my lord.
Equipment in position. Standing by. Ready to move.
Oh my!
You know, I just thought about this movie has it apparently has started a franchise. So what happens in airport too? Like, are they not getting their shit together? Yeah.
I didn't know it started a franchise.
Yeah.
Ready to start? Pressurize.
Come on.
I'm sorry, but don't those things have a fucking powerhouse of thrusters? Like, even if the snow, even if the tires don't roll, can't they fucking just like slide them through? Just with sheer force?
Start the plows. Roger.
Why not start the plows on plowing the snow out of the way?
Move. There's no more time. Stop all engines and get out.
Repeat. Stop all engines.
Don't do it, Joe. Trust Joe. Trust Joe.
She won't take much more. Anyway, she's gonna get it.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's gonna fucking jump into hyperspace in a second here. Yeah.
Let's go.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm inspecting for debris.
Roger, standing by.
It'd be cool to drive out in like just an airport. You could like do donuts and stuff in the snow like that.
Runway 29er is now open.
Imagine being the pilot. Is he doing donuts? We're trying to land.
Yeah, watch this shit. Cranking donuts.
We're gonna crash. We're gonna be killed. I know we're all gonna be.
That was awesome.
Now 6 miles from touchdown. Course and glide path good.
Is he just doing everything?
I think so, yeah.
Keep your head down.
That just gave me the craziest, like, butterflies, like, bad feeling in my stomach I've ever had watching a movie. Just the fact that, are they on that back half?
They're on the back half. That's why I've been trying to figure that out. I can't tell, but I think they were.
Clear to land.
Are you gonna, they can't see anything.
2 miles from touchdown. Course good. Glide path good.
2 miles?
Looks okay. Advise when approach lights in sight.
And you can't even see the ground? Is it just gonna fucking appear? Like,
you just pop up like.
Roger. Good luck.
Oh, okay. All right.
Come on.
Oh my lord. I don't know.
They're like, it's not stopping, sir.
Oh my gosh, it's not stopping.
Drifting a plane is top tier. That's
Yeah,
sick.
that's crazy. Damn. Miss Guerrero is now broke and her husband's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah! Just fucking.
What'd you think of that?
Gwen, it's Vern. If you can hear me, squeeze my hand.
Oh, okay, good.
You're gonna be all right. We're gonna make it.
Romantic,
Vibes.
but still adultery.
Yeah.
Regardless.
They're down. Everything's fine.
I was home watching television.
I
And
know. A news agency picked up the Mayday call.
You might want to leave. It's gonna be awkward when he's walking out with his new baby mama. Don't get to the front. No, oh, this is gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I would just keep quiet. Don't let them know this is
Yeah, I
your
would not want people to
husband's
know.
fault.
It's one of the stewardesses. She has splinters in the right eye. They may have penetrated.
There's an ambulance waiting. I'll take her right to the hospital. Any other complications?
Well, she has a fracture of the lower right arm.
And she's pregnant.
They're very just, I don't know. They're just too calm. I'd be like, yo, this fucking girl got splinters in her eyes.
That's why you probably shouldn't be in that position then. Dude, fucking her eyes got splinters in it. Her heart's broken. She's pregnant. And they're like, calm down, calm down.
I'm going to the hospital with her.
Oh, he didn't even bat an eye at her. She knows now.
I hope this isn't one of those cringy endings where they're like, all right, Joe, you can be a pilot now. You've earned your wings. Fucking.
Never thought I'd say this.
You earned them.
But you're not no penguin no more. You're no penguin no more.
First class or economy?
First class. It was much more fun the other way.
Well, go back to it. You don't even deserve those tickets anyways. You didn't do much.
She's got to pop up in the other ones then. Right?
Yeah,
you
probably.
have to return that character.
Well, you've been bragging about your scrambled eggs. It's time I found out just how good they really are.
We're just all leaving our wives. Both brothers just leaving.
Well, the
their
wife
wives.
left him essentially, but we're all leaving our partners.
That's true. Yeah.
Tell him to take care of it himself.
Yes, sir.
His wife's gonna be, so you aren't too busy for that bitch, but you're too busy for me and your daughters? Are you fucking kidding?
The end. All right, that was our reaction to Airport. If you liked what you're watching, leave a like down below. Subscribe to stay tuned for more if you're not already. If you want to watch our full-length reaction to this and various other movies, we'll get 3 other movie reactions ahead of YouTube, or even farther ahead in the form of full-length reactions. You can check that out on Patreon. The link for that is in the description. Wow, I mean, that was pretty incredible for the idea that it's one of the first big budget disaster films, because obviously something like this we see a lot more nowadays. Maybe if it's not an airport or if it's, you know, something else. But to kind of go all the way back to this movie and knowing that it was like relatively one of the first of its kind, I'm pretty impressed because they managed to handle it pretty well. They did a lot of good setup at the beginning of the movie, and having it all pay off at the end with, you know, like in terms of like raising the stakes and things like that. I thought that was really, really cool. I felt like first of all, when it comes to being a disaster movie, it did its job. I mean, it really made us feel like there was a disaster happening, and I could really stress out during those moments. And I really liked that. I also really, really, really liked the character development throughout the movie, where we got to see I guess we got to get more on each character that we're watching and how they all kind of have a part in the story, and we get a background on each and how they all kind of have a connection to each other in one way or another to essentially help this aircraft land. I like the idea of you know, they were brothers, right? Vern and yeah, I like the ideas of the brothers, like one being a penguin, one being like a pilot, and how they both can work together, even though it wasn't like exactly together, but they were both doing their job to cure the disaster. Essentially, like they both had extremely important roles when a plane is in a situation like that, when there's a disaster. Both the people in charge of the plane and in the sky and the people on the ground have a really important purpose in making sure everything goes smoothly. So I love that they highlighted that. One of the things though I felt like was a little like, I felt like there was a lot in this movie that like necessarily wouldn't necessarily need to be there. I felt like there was a lot of, and now you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, if maybe we missed something or something, but I felt like what I felt like was they had a disaster movie and they were like, okay, that's not enough. Like, we need more in here. We need there to be
Mhm.
adultery, more drama. We need there to be some humor. Like, it felt like they wanted to expand what the movie was while still being centered around the main plot, which I like that they never deviated from the main plot. It never felt like they were taking us completely somewhere we weren't. So I really appreciate that. But the relevance in the story was differentiating depending on what we're talking about. I think
Mhm.
the idea of the adultery might not necessarily have been something that needed to be so prevalent, but it makes sense. Essentially, it makes some sense with Vern and Gwen and that whole situation. Did it need to be adultery? Could it have just been a relationship? Sure, but
Yeah.
there's that idea of like, there's some more of a like a thrill between the two, essentially, and maybe that shows, that he cares about her more. It makes the drama of the pregnancy more interesting. That adultery was fine. I felt like that was not, I felt like that was important in raising the stakes, raising the drama, and also extremely relevant to the main plot. The adultery with the main guy, Mel, and not adultery essentially, but like the issues at home and being like attracted to this other girl. I don't know what purpose that served. It felt like it didn't really contribute to the plot all that much. Um, and I also kind of felt like the old lady, like she was much more integrated in the plot, but it didn't seem like she was really necessary other than providing some forms of humor. And don't get me wrong, seeing her was some of my favorite parts of the film.
Yeah.
It just felt like they could have made that payoff a little bit better,
Mhm.
it served a purpose, and I do wanna see her return. It just felt like it wasn't it didn't make enough of an impact for me to justify its, presence in the film, essentially.
Mhm.
Although I really, really liked it and enjoyed it. I also thought that the soundtrack was really good for this film. They did a good job, or the score, they did a really good job at kind of raising that music at moments of, like, intense suspense and things like that. The
Mhm.
practical effects were very interesting. I like the idea of that it wasn't necessarily, like, a person who's coming on to, like, be a terrorist. I mean, essentially, their idea was just to get insurance money, and they were depressed and all that kind of things, were mentally unwell. That added a little bit more, like, it felt like there was more suspense there. Like, how can you necessarily reason with someone like this who's like
Mhm.
that depressed? I like the idea that they had this kind of like standoff where the captain is talking to him, or the pilot is talking to him, but it didn't amount to enough, especially that he
Yeah.
got like drove over the edge. Because you and I both didn't expect that he was actually going to
Yeah.
explode it. Like, I thought the disaster was going to be like them trying to like not have him explode it, but it kept escalating. So really well done with the escalating. I thought the pacing was in the first half. I think it was too slow. I think there was just a little too much fluff to the movie.
Mhm.
I think it would have been better at about an hour and 40 minutes or so. Um, it felt like the main action happened a little bit later, too much later in the film. But once we got to that point, the pacing was beautiful. It really felt like everything flew by, no pun intended, much faster come that point. And I felt like the slower pacing in the beginning was good for getting us invested in the characters, but I felt like it was a bit excessive. But I still really enjoyed this film. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is what the movie Airplane was, one of the movies Airplane was spoofing off of.
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I felt like I got a lot of Airplane vibes, I guess, from this movie, like, but obviously a more serious version. And they did a really good job at kind of showing the protocols within the airport and things like that. It was really cool to see. Overall, I did really enjoy this film. There's just some nitpicks here and there that I would change. Zay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, overall the movie itself was pretty fun. I agree with some of your sentiments in the pacing. It definitely didn't feel like it needs to be 2 hours and 16, 17 minutes. Feels like there was a lot added in that again wasn't necessarily building towards the main plot. Like we had a lot of subplots, but again, kind of like what you said, you know, like the subplot, like for the old woman, like she got her free flights. Like I guess it paid out in the end. Like if she's comedic relief, then that subplot I guess finished itself. But like having her like assist with everything, I guess it was part of the disaster thing, right? Using her for part of the plan, it falls apart. The guy still, again, I like you said, I didn't expect the briefcase to actually blow up. I thought, but it kind of made it more interesting that it didn't, because it kind of would have been a little more boring of an ending if it was like he hands over the briefcase and it's like, it's all happy endings and everything. Um, oh, I'm interested in the fact that it's a franchise also, because yeah, what could possibly go wrong? I did think it was cool getting to see the conversation between the pilots and air traffic control, and like you said, all the different codes that they use. And it was funny when when she made the announcement that like made all the cops go over like around. I've worked, so obviously having worked in retail, we had codes like that for people that like if they came in and we know that they steal often.
Sure.
We had something that you would kind of say over the intercom. I don't remember what they were now. They always change. And that would be like an alert to like everybody. Well, wouldn't be in the intercom, be in your earpiece. And you'd be like, oh, that person's here, basically. So like watch out. With the adultery piece, I mean, I get like there was like tension kind of created in both aspects of it, but I really don't think both the brothers needed to be doing it at the same time. Like I thought like the pilot brother, I was like, okay, like maybe I guess his turned more serious because he found out she was pregnant. Maybe it was more just like a fling, and that was kind of, it was an interesting like side piece to it as well. I thought the acting overall was great. The score was super dope. And I also did get a few airplane vibes from it. I mean, we haven't seen it in so long, so I can't remember like the references that they would have been necessarily referring to, but I'm sure that feels like there was. And also I could
like
see
the nuns.
Yeah, the nuns, 100%.
Because there were nuns in Airplane.
Yep.
And there were nuns on this one. I'm guessing that was a reference there.
Yeah.
There wasn't there on Airplane, wasn't there like an old lady who was kind of like, I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to go back, but I got the vibes of the movie for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And there was one and I could see where this film could do so well, especially back in 1970, because we grew up in a time where airport restrictions were basically from the time that we were able to fly to some extent, like really like fly either like by ourselves or like have to go through the process. Airport restrictions are way different. Obviously, with everything that had happened on 9/11 and everything had to boost up. So I could see where going to see this movie in 1970, you're watching, you're like, oh my God, could you imagine if something like that happened? Like, would be terrifying. And it's like, I wonder how many people saw this and like, geez, like, they made a movie about a guy, like people doing this. And it's like, we never ever thought like, maybe we should have restrictions against these things. It's just interesting. But I guess, ignorance is bliss. At the time, people are not thinking about that. You're not always thinking like what tragically could happen. But overall, the film itself was well done. I just think the pacing a little bit more, not even like sped up necessarily, because I liked building the tension with Mel and his wife, where he has to go to the airport. She's like, "You promised you would miss this dinner." You like that was building up that tension, and then Vern being sneaky with the other one. The wife being so like oblivious to it. I'll say she's like, "Oh, if a girl gets too serious, he waves his wedding ring around, like believes that he would never do it." So I liked a lot of the aspects of Mel and Vern, and how, like you said, they were in two different positions, but still had to work together in not even necessarily working together directly, but indirectly worked together in order for everything to, pay off. I was surprised we didn't get kind of like a reunion of the two to any extent at the end, though. I thought that maybe we are going to see something like that. Unique approach to it. I feel like a lot of movies usually do that, have estranged siblings or friends that come back together at the end because they survived something crazy, but cool because it didn't stick to a usual trope. Overall, a very, very fun and dope film.
All right. Well, with that being said, are you ready to get into the rating?
I am.
I'm over here.
I am.
Just so you guys know, we go from 0 to 10. We never give out zeros. We never give out 10s. Why? Because by giving out a 0, you're saying nothing could ever be worse than this movie. By giving out a 10, you're saying nothing could ever be better than this movie. Both of those things are our subjective opinion, which is also impossible to say. 5 is average, 6 is good, 7 is great, is beyond that. 9 is top tier. So I want to go ahead and give this. Oh, we do give out decimal points, 9.9, and so on. I do want to give this bad boy probably about an 8. Probably an 8. I thought it was
Yeah.
really good. For a disaster movie, I was thoroughly entertained throughout. I never was like, oh, I really want to shut this off or anything. I enjoyed it. I thought it was beyond
Mhm.
great. It did its job at raising the suspense. The acting was great throughout. I don't think I have a single issue with any of the acting throughout the movie. The banter was interesting. The drama was interesting. The humor was funny. There was a lot of elements throughout this movie which I thought were very well done. It's just some of them felt like they didn't need to be in this movie, essentially.
Mhm.
So, gotta knock it off some points for that. You guys already know some of the other stuff that I've already talked about. Well, I can't give it like the perfectest score, but I don't think it was just a good movie. I do thought it was, or just a great movie. I thought it was beyond great because it defined a genre. And, one of the things you worry about when you go back in time to a movie like that might have started the genre is like, okay, well, they might have done a lot of improvements since the first one. So how good is the
Right.
first one going to be? And it really it exceeded my expectations personally, because it blew away my mind in certain things that I expected that I didn't expect that they were going to do. They end up doing, um, and they really made me feel like a disaster was happening, and that was the goal of the movie. So I got to give it props there. Something I would definitely recommend to any film connoisseur that wants to take a deep dive into this genre. Um, it's a good movie to watch for the basis for things like airplanes or other
Mhm.
future disaster movies. And I really liked getting to see that they use an actual plane in a lot of these scenes. And I thought it was good, great, even a little bit beyond that. It's just couldn't rate it that much higher because of some of the qualms that I've already had. It does make me interested to see how the next ones go. How many times can this airport run into bad situations? What are the other situations?
Yeah.
Um yeah, so I am curious, and I think this movie would be really cool to kind of see a remake for it too, like something more modern. Obviously, it'd be harder to do that, but yeah, definitely room for improvement. But for the package that it was, I was thoroughly satisfied. So, how about you, Zay?
Yeah, I'm like at an 8.15. I think, again, for a film that defined a genre, it was great, especially because when defining a genre in any sense, or breaking kind of out of the box of typical films, you're taking a risk naturally. Risk that people don't like it, risk that it just I mean, if there's poor acting, you take a risk with any sort of creation. But when you're trying to step out of the box, you risk that scrutiny from the public and you risk failure, basically, and it didn't fail. It was very successful. In the sense of, and I know, like, obviously that you worry about going back in time because how much are the improvements now so much that it like dilutes this film? I don't think so, and I think that I'm actually curious to see what the future ones are, to see where did they improve in the writing for the other ones. Did they, maybe they cut out some of the comedy, like tropes with the woman, like maybe the old woman appears again, but it's like just a cameo thing, not to really like keep her, and they want to keep the intensity and the drama in there. Or maybe they tried to adapt her into a more dramatic, area. What adjustments were made, who comes back, etc. What are the future scenarios? Again, not to harp on the things we already talked about. you know Pacing could have been a little bit better. Still a little bit, there was just a little bit of fluff going on in it that probably wasn't needed. But they did I thought the writing was pretty great. I thought that they casted very well and the actors did very great. And I thought that one thing I always appreciate is the uniqueness of the characters. It wasn't, I sometimes you watch films, there's almost like a copy paste, like people that are like way too
Sure.
similar, or they're too similar to other characters from other films. These people all felt unique, they felt different. And the way that they engaged with each other was always interesting. The score again was great. And I, like you mentioned, I mean, I didn't even really say anything on it or initially, but I do like that they used real planes. That's the benefit of using or watching films that are older, is typically it has to be more practical, because all the
What else are they gonna do?
yeah, they don't have
CGI.
anything else. Like CGI is either not there, or it wasn't advanced enough yet for it to be, used effectively. And even now movies overuse it. I wish we would do more practical effects in some movies, because it benefits from it. It just makes it feel more engaging and more intense. But the film was a solid film all around. I had fun with it. I would definitely be curious to go watch Airplane to see the references that I could pick up from this movie, but also to see the future ones. And I don't even know do we know how many there are?
No, I don't know how many there are, but John mentioned that it was a franchise. It started a big franchise. So
wow. So if it started a big franchise, I imagine maybe they got better and better. So let us know down below if you guys want us to delve into more. But overall, I'm sitting at about an 8.15. I had a blast with it. I thought it was cool, very dope, and always cool to see something that pushed the fold and created something branched out on its own.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you guys again for being here. Thank you for the support. Zay, I know you have a Twitch.
Yes, guys, my Twitch will be linked down in the description below. Make sure you tune in, stop by, say what's up. Let me know if you're from the channel. I've had a few of you guys stopping over recently. It's always good to see people from the YouTube over there. And it's just another way for you guys to engage with us. If I have Cam on there, which I try to. Another way to engage with us in a live setting outside of our YouTube live streams. Make sure you stay tuned for those as well. And it's super fun. You get to see a different side of me that's just kind of, gets to be a little bit more like a goofball, gets to play games, chill out, react to like YouTube stuff and all that. So make sure you tune in, and I hope to see you there.
Yeah, tune on in, guys. It won't be a disaster. With that being said, listen, everybody. Just get a ticket when you're going on an airplane. Don't be a scandalous little stowaway. We'll see you guys on the next one. And peace.